It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey man, we got to talk about the NBA. They're currently under investigation by the Department of Justice for trying to suppress Ice Cube's basketball league, the Big Three. Now, Ice Cube has been out here telling us this in plain sight for the past year or so, really all year for the most part, because he's been doing interviews with all of the top podcasts and publications, and he's been saying it very bluntly. Hey, they're trying to hold us back. They don't want us to get partnerships with none of the big partnerships that they have. They don't want none of the owners from the NBA to have a hand in anything going on with the Big Three. And they're basically attacking people, saying, if you work with the Big Three, we're going to flag it as you trying to enhance or aid the competition. Ice Cube has maintained his stance from day one that he does not want to compete with the NBA. He actually offered his company to be a part of the NBA as something that they could showcase during the offseason when the top players were no longer playing. They declined. They did not want to buy in, but now they want to hold him back. Let's get into the actual specifics though. So according to TMZ, who released the exclusive story about this earlier today, they state the NBA is squarely in the sights of the United States Department of Justice over accusations that the association worked to torpedo Ice Cube's Big Three basketball league, allegations the NBA currently denies. They're stating that the NBA has been trying to throw its weight around to prevent sponsors and other potential partners from doing business with the Rap Legends League, to discourage television networks from also carrying Big Three games, which we've also seen them struggle with. Ice Cube and his partner Jeff Quantinis, they launched the 3-on-3 league back in 2017, which was for the most part comprised of retired NBA players, people that had already moved on from the league. They had no chance of going back because once you're done, they don't really bring you back. Now, due to the success that the Big Three has experienced, despite all of the controversy, despite all of the setbacks, there's NBA players currently on NBA rosters that also share a desire to want to play in the league. As a matter of fact, Jaylen Brown went overseas to play in one of the benefit games right before the NBA preseason started. So he was one of the first to actually buck the system, and he hasn't faced any consequences. Unfortunately for others, the NBA has restricted them from playing in any of the Big Three games. The crazy thing about it is the NBA doesn't stop current players from going in the offseason to play in the Drew League or the AEBL out here in Atlanta, my hometown. You get what I'm saying? They don't restrict that. So what is it that they have against Ice Cube and the Big Three? We don't really know. They've also tried to ban NBA referees from officiating in Big Three games. Again, it does not interfere with the NBA season. They only play games when the NBA is off, when the players are in summer camp or whatever the fuck they be doing, you know what I mean? They have free time. They could go anywhere around the world. They could play in any foreign league. They could do whatever it is that they want. But the Big Three is off limits. There's even NBA owners that have expressed to Ice Cube directly that they would love to own a stake in some of the teams, right? Ice Cube is trying his best to expand the league. I think they're only in about 8 or 9 cities at this current point or something like that. It's not that many. They're only in their 6th season of doing this. It has not been around very long, but they would love to get in every major city, or at least get up to about 25 teams. I don't think that that's too much, especially when some of the top owners, some of the big billionaires and multimillionaires in this country, they want to actually break bread. It makes no sense that the NBA is saying that they can't, because again, they're not a direct competitor. For one, the NBA is a 5-on-5 league. The Big Three is 3-on-3. The Big Three has a 4-point shot. It's more about fun. It's about the essence of loving basketball. Ice Cube's whole thing has been, hey, I'm not trying to compete with y'all, but y'all don't own the game of basketball. It's not really a hard thing to comprehend, but again, they just don't want to see this black man excel. At this point, the Big Three is completely black owned. That was one of the people's criticisms at one point. I think they had some Russian investors and stuff like that was taking part in the league. Ice Cube has since separated himself from them. So now it seems that the hammer is coming down even harder. Sources that are familiar with the Department of Justice have said with this investigation, they've met with lawyers during the first half of the year. They're also being told that investigators have begun reaching out to NBA owners as part of their investigation. If the government ultimately finds the league committed antitrust violations, the NBA could face a significant fine. So they may have to come out of pocket and face some sort of punishment for trying to keep the Big Three under their thumb. NBA spokesman Mike Bass, he says that these allegations are completely false and not true. But of course, that's what he's going to say because he's trying to defend the company. He's trying to keep their fucking face clean. But at the end of the day, wrong is wrong, bro. Y'all gonna have to atone for your sins. Mike Bass also came out and said, we have been supporters of the Big Three since its inception, but we declined to invest. Yeah, y'all declined to invest, and y'all been goddamn swinging haymakers at Ice Cube and his league ever since, and we still don't exactly know why. At this current time, the U.S. Department of Justice and the Big Three have no comment. They're not trying to take this thing public until they can actually get answers. Of course, this is an ongoing investigation. It's going to be very interesting once they start ruffling some feathers, turning some pages on around there, what we actually find. But at the end of the day, like I said before, wrong is wrong, man. I don't understand. If a person comes to you and in good faith, before they even launch they shit, they say, hey, let's partner up. Y'all can invest in this company. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do whatever it takes to appease you guys, as long as you don't try to swallow up all the majority ownership of this because it is my creation, then we can play. You decline to be a part of that. You say, nah, I'm good. But then once the person goes out and creates it on their own, puts their own money up, finds their own team of investors, puts all the sweat equity in, does all the trademark work, which is also expensive and time consuming, now you want to start saying, oh shit, they're actually a threat to what we have going on? Wait, people actually want to watch another brand of basketball? Are you kidding me? No, we got to wipe them out. We can't physically wipe them out. We can't actually make them stop. So we're going to try to make niggas scared to go be involved. Now, me personally, I love the NBA. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I've been watching NBA basketball for the better part of about 30 years of my life. All my favorite basketball players went through that league. At one point in life, it was the only one that I knew existed, and it was the primary one. They still have all of the best players at the height of their careers, the peak of their careers. You get access to these guys from the time they're about 18, 19 years old, depending on the fucking 1 year rule that y'all got in college. And y'all milk these guys for all their worth until they're about 35, 36 years old. Some older, like a LeBron James, who's still going at 38, 39, about to be 40, still kicking. But at the end of the day, once y'all dispose of them, what do they have left? The Big Three is mostly comprised of retired players, people that y'all don't want to bring back and give no more money. Guys that you say have aged out of the league, guys that still feel like they can play, that y'all have took through the ringer. They've been going through free agency and just been sitting out for seasons upon seasons, not getting any calls, or getting calls and feeling like they're being disrespected with the offers that are being put on the table. Nobody's saying that y'all can't do that, but when there's an alternative presented to them for them to go play in, now you want to try to make it hard for that league. We don't respect that type shit over here, and I'm glad that the Department of Justice is looking further into it. I hope they find some dirt so that they could go ahead and make y'all pay them fines and just get the fuck up out the way. As a musician, as somebody who has had music on NBA 2K and all of these different things, I hope that this video doesn't goddamn mess up my opportunity of potentially working with NBA teams or people affiliated with the league. But if that's what happens, man, just know it's also some bullshit, right? Because I'm just a man online expressing my opinion. I'm not saying I want nobody to go to jail. I don't want no type of shit like that. I'm not threatening nobody. I'm not disrespecting nobody. But you know how them folks play. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no condom. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble. New day, let's get it. Big chain, let's get it. More fame, let's get it. No shame, let's get it. New day, let's get it. Big chain, let's get it. More fame, let's get it. No shame, let's get it. I got 'em, get checked, no problem. Motivate like Wallow, chick gon' follow.